The ripening cause. As a result of the accomplishment of action, a favorable or unfavorable fruit of ripening is obtained. This is the ripening cause. These 5 causes constitute the causal condition. Immediately preceding condition. When the minds and mental events follow one another in order without intermediary, there is the immediately preceding condition. Object condition. When the minds and mental events arise and take things as object, there is the object condition. Dominant condition. At the moment of their arising, the dharmas do not obstruct one another mutually. That is an absence of obstacle called dominant condition. B. Number of conditions occurring in the different types of dharmas. 1. The mind and mental events arise as a result of 4 conditions. 2. The absorption of non-conception and the absorption of cessation arise as a result of 3 conditions: hita pratyaya, samanantara pratyaya, adhipata pratyaya, with the exclusion of the object condition. 3. The other dharmas. Namely, the other formations not associated with the mind and the material dharmas arise as a result of 2 conditions: hita pratyaya and adhipata pratyaya, with the exclusion of the immediately preceding condition and the object condition. The conditioned dharmas, being weak by nature, none of them arise from a single condition. C. Number of causes occurring in the various types of dharmas. 1. The mind and mental events, when they arise from retribution, arise from 5 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, 7 asabhagahetu, samprayuktakahetu, and vipakahetu. Being non-defiled, indeterminate, and not being afflicted, they exclude the universal cause. 2. When they are afflicted, the mind and mental events also arise from 5 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, sabhagahetu, samprayuktahetu, and sarvatragahetu, excluding the ripening cause. Why? These classes are defiled whereas the ripening itself is non-defiled. Therefore the ripening cause should be excluded. 3. When they have arisen from retribution, form, and the formations non-associated with the mind arise from 4 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, sabhagahetu, and vipakahetu. Not being mind and mental event, they exclude the associated cause. Being non-defiled, indeterminate, they exclude the universal cause. 4. When they are afflicted, form and the formations non-associated with the mind also arise from 4 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, sabhahetu, and sarvatragahetu. Not being mind and mental event, they exclude the associated cause. Being afflicted, they exclude the ripening cause. 5. The other minds and mental events, except for the minds pure for the first time, arise from 4 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, sabhagahetu, and samprayuktakahetu, excluding the ripening cause and the universal cause. Why? Not being indeterminate, they exclude the ripening cause. Not being afflicted, they exclude the universal cause. 6. In regard to other things not associated with the mind, namely, form and the formations non-associated with the mind, it is necessary to distinguish. A. If they have a homogeneous cause, they arise from 3 causes: karanayatu, sahabhuhetu, and sabhagahetu, excluding the associated cause, the ripening cause, and the universal cause. B. If they do not have a homogeneous cause, they arise from 2 causes: the simultaneous cause and the cause not making an obstacle, commonly designated by the name karanayatu. 7. As for form and the formations non-associated with the mind, occurring in minds pure for the first time, they arise from 2 causes: the simultaneous cause and the cause not making an obstacle. There are no dharmas that are derived from one single cause. The 6 causes make up the 4 conditions. 2. Causality according to the perfection of wisdom. The bodhisattva who practices the perfection of wisdom considers the 4 conditions, but his mind is not attached to them. Even though he distinguishes these dharmas, he knows that they are empty and like magical transformations. Although in magical transformations there are many varieties, the wise man who considers them knows that they have no reality. They are only trompe-l'oeil, thought constructions. He knows that the teachings of ordinary people are all erroneous, lies, without reality. Is there anything real there where there are the four pratyayas? And since the teachings of the saints are derived from the teachings of ordinary people, they too are unreal. As has been said above in regard to the 18 emptinesses, for a bodhisattva in the perfection of wisdom, there is no determinate nature in any dharma either capable of being grasped or capable consequently of being rejected. But as beings are attached to the emptiness of causes and conditions, they say that they can be rejected. Thus, seeing the moon reflected in the water, the little child is greedy for it and is attracted to it. But when he wants to grab it and does not succeed, he feels sad and annoyed. The wise man instructs him, saying, "This moon can be seen with the eyes but it cannot be seized with the hand." The wise man denies only that it can be seized. He does not claim that it cannot be seen. In the same way, the bodhisattva sees and knows that all dharmas arise from the four conditions but he does not grasp any determinate nature in these conditions. Dharmas arising from the complex of the four conditions are like the moon 7b reflected in water. Although this moon is false and non-existent, it necessarily arises from causes and conditions, namely, water and the moon, and does not come from other conditions. It is the same for dharmas. Each one arises from its own causes and conditions and has no fixed reality. This is why the Prajnaparamita Sutras says here that the bodhisattva who wants to understand the causal condition, the immediately preceding condition, the object condition and the dominant condition in accordance with the truth, must practice the perfection of wisdom. Question: if one wants to understand completely the meaning of the four conditions, one must study the Abhidharma. Why then does the Prajnaparamita Sutras say here that in order to understand the four conditions, it is necessary to study the Prajnaparamita? Answer: in the explanation dedicated by the Abhidharma to the four conditions, the beginner believes that it touches realities, but, if he examines them and goes into depth, he falls into wrong views like those that you have formulated above in rejecting the four conditions. Furthermore, if dharmas, as causes, depend on the four conditions, how are these four conditions caused in turn? If they themselves have causes, there is an infinite regression. Wherever there is an infinite regression, there is no beginning point. If there is no beginning, there is no cause, and hence all dharmas would be without cause. If there was a beginning, this beginning would be uncaused and, existing without being caused, it would not depend on causes and conditions. That being so, all